Alrighty, testing, testing. One, two, three. Can everyone hear me? Alright. Well, we're gonna be continuing on with Remember the Flowers. Sorry that my stream started a little late tonight. It actually started an hour and a half later than I thought. I got an important call that I needed to take care of. So, I'm here though. Let's go ahead and get started. Chapter 11, right? Okay. Chapter 11. Exercise caution. Before I know it, another month passes in the blink of an eye. I still wonder if my perception of time is different from others. Once we got back, I started going to the gym for a lot more than just rehabilitation. Karen has been teaching me more than just self-defense, though. Even I can tell there's no real technique involved. She's not a martial artist, but she knows how to do damage. That's all I really need. Karen yells at me from across the gym. Alright, Sai. Any more and you'll knock it off the hook. Come on, time for a break. Okay. I take a deep breath to stabilize myself before I make my way to Karen and Kanto. Oh hey, when did you get here? About 10 minutes ago. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you had a vendetta against punching bags. Oh, was I swinging too hard? No such thing. Though, in all seriousness, you'll tucker yourself out if you use all your energy like that. Karen lowers herself into a boxing stance. I know Talon is teaching you how to use a knife, so I want you to try to practice quick but precise strikes. She starts by punching the air in multiple different areas. I'm not a knife kind of gal, but hey, they can do some serious damage with minimal effort. I nod along to her demonstration. Kanto hands me a canister of water, staring at me. What? What happened to all your scars? Oh, Vita helped me cover most of them up. If I'm gonna be out in public more often, I want to look less conspicuous. As if anyone's gonna miss that snow white hair of yours. You kept the scars on your chest? Oh, yeah. I placed my right hand over them. These are the only ones I have some sentimental value for. Thank you, Dr. Chow. That's not all that bothers me. It looks like you're making some scary good progress. You're a twig when we first met. Now you look like you could handle an arm wrestle or two. I don't know a ton of humans, but I wasn't expecting your gains to be so fast. He says it with some skepticism, which makes me panic a little. Oh, Vita's been helping me with some energy drinks and supplements. I swipe up my Axiom inventory sphere and then pull out a long, thin case made of plastic. It's filled with medicine shaped like gumballs that are brown and smooth. I wanted an easier way to make this serum. An easier way to take my serum on the go, so Vita came up with these for me to store. I think back to when I was theory crafting these with Vita. When we got back from our trip, I went straight to Vita for advice on what I should do when not in the field. Also, I'm sorry my reading is terrible tonight. They were hesitant, but they figured out how to make compact balls of medicine for me. The main idea was to make it edible rather than something I drink. From what I understand, the Axiom doesn't play well with loose liquids. That's why you'll see the water that hyena concocted everywhere around here. Vita hands me the fruits of their labor, their first attempt at a medicine ball. You shouldn't need to visit me that much anymore, if at all, with these. I can have them shipped to your room on a weekly basis. That's amazing. Thank you. Hi, Gallows. Will they be able to help me with my energy issues? To a point, yes. I suppose they can give you a quick burst of energy in a pinch, but I wouldn't rely on that. Vita pauses me to stare at me before writing something down in their notebook. They look annoyed. What's wrong? Do they taste bad or something? No, I made sure to make them with synthetic cocoa powder like you asked. Then what's wrong? After your most recent physical, it's apparent just how much progress you made. It's not normal. Your physique has improved much faster than I thought it would. Is that a bad thing? Well, how should I put this? It's not like you to mince your words. This must be a first. Then I won't, Cyrus. Your body isn't suited for long-term combat. I don't know. I think I could hold my own in a fight. You absolutely can, especially with that bizarre ability you told me about. But don't forget, you're over 300 years old. Your body might be getting back to its natural course of life. You're willingly heading into danger. Not to mention, you're taking supplements that haven't fully been tested yet. Just taking in your physical condition, if you continue down this path. You probably only have another 30 years to live, if you're lucky. Holy shit. I decided not to tell them that part. I think 350 is a good age to die at. However, I make it a point not to tell my friends about that fact. I don't want them to fret over me any more than they already do. I hope they understand. Eventually, I take out a medicine ball before popping it in my mouth. Vita really made them taste like candy, to a point that I have to stop myself from eating more than I should. I can fix my lack of energy on the fly with these, though I still have to be careful. Wow. Wait, Vita made them? I want to try. Sorry, no can do. Ask them about getting your own. But they made these specifically for me. I don't want you to get sick. Please? No. Worth a shot. Still, it's strange seeing you this pumped up. Do you really want to join us? I do, yes. In that case, maybe we can spar sometime. Don't insult him, Ring. He's not as weak as he looks. How is that insulting? He only fights people he knows he can win against, Scaredy Cat. It's not like that, he grumbles. You look a little out of my weight class. To be fair, you have good muscles. That gives Kanto an excuse to flex his guns. Glad you noticed. One of the perks of being a dragon is that it's pretty easy to maintain muscle. Yet you're too scared to get in an actual fight. I have my reasons. I know. Just teasing. I could go easy on you if you'd like. Gee, thanks. Wait, is she serious? You don't like to fight or something? Absolutely not. But you're so... I inspect him top to bottom. Other than Karen, he's probably the beefiest member of the team. Well, endowed? Not the term I would have used. Karen snickers. His boobs are big, but not as big as mine. She flexes her arms and chest, causing me to laugh. God, you're both so annoying. Then what's the problem? Something to be ashamed of, man. Seriously. Well, it's just that being a hybrid makes it scary to get hurt. If I got into an accident, I'd be screwed. Even Tensia hasn't made a lot of progress in treating hybrids in serious cases. My blood specifically is a mess to work with. I see. That's a valid concern, to be fair. That gets me thinking. Could you use my blood? What? Well, I'm a pristine carrier. Could my blood help you out? I don't know. That's something to look into, though. Are you sure? Despite the morbidity of the topic, I'm glad that seems to put his mind at ease a little. I don't see why not. Just don't drain me dry or anything. Maybe I can get you a few bags of my blood for Christmas. What's Christmas? Oh, I'll tell you later. I talk to Kai mentally. Kai, what time is it? 2:15. Oh shit. Sorry to cut this short, but I'm supposed to meet Talon at the shooting range. That's why I came to pick you up for, actually. He said he was running late too. I get my shirt back on. Hope Silver doesn't mind me being sweaty. You gonna shoot with us? Yep, I'm a little rusty myself. Talon said he'd help me learn to snipe. Perfect gun for a scaredy cat. I'd like to see you handle something like that. Way ahead of you. She uses another excuse to flex her good bicep at us, eliciting an eye roll from Kanto. Can we go now? Sure, scaredy cat. Don't you start with that, sir. I kind of like the vibe that they have going now. Like, they feel more close, and I like that. The sound of resistance soldiers firing at resonance throughout... Oh, the sound of resistance soldiers firing resonates throughout the room. This firing range reminds me of a bowling alley in a weird way. There are even tables set up for people to casually talk at. Silver reserved 2 lanes for us. I've held the gun a few times since I've escaped, but it's still a weird feeling. Silver picks up on that right away. Remember, you control whether or not someone gets hurt with a gun. That's a strange comparison, but I guess you can see where it's coming. I can see where you're coming from. It's just kind of weird in an oxymoronic way. What do you mean? I became a doctor to save people. Now I'm being trained to kill. Isn't that kind of ironic? You're still saving people, Cyrus. Don't forget that. I guess you're right. But still. According to Silver, the more you kill, the less you feel about it. He's right. I haven't felt any kind of guilt in a long time. I'm not particularly proud of that fact, but we have a job to do. And if you want to be a part of that job, you'll have to be comfortable pulling the trigger. Silver holds a pistol... Silver holds up a pistol at the barrel for me. He's right. No more hesitation. There's too much on the line. After mustering the confidence to do so, I take the gun and stare it down the lane. Each lane is separated by its own walls, along with the shelf acting as a barrier from walking down the lane. There's a target board shaped like a person 50 feet away. Does this have the laser sight like I asked? Thanks to yours truly, yes. Oxymoronic. Like 2 contradicting statements. Oxymoron. To get you started, we got you a more primitive model. Do you recognize it? Oh, it's a gun. That's all I can tell. Get acquainted with it. It's yours. There's a button near the trigger for the laser, so you can turn it on and off at your leisure. Okay. I steel myself and get into a firing position. Not bad. You sure you're still a newbie? I've had some coaching. Let's just leave it at that. I turn the laser on. From this far away, the slightest movement changes the trajectory quite a bit. Wait, before you fire, put your earplugs and safety goggles on. Oh, right. I gently put the gun down on the shelf to put my protective equipment on. You should be thankful. As a human, you can wear some pretty effective earplugs. What do you use? Depending on the species, nothing. Sometimes we just stuff cotton balls in our ears and pull them out when we're done. Some people use energy-based guns for that reason. They're not nearly as loud. The downside is they're usually a lot bigger than a traditional gun. Silver puts on a pair of goggles and lays his ear back before picking up a decently sized rifle. Quick bursts are fine, but firing too much too often could damage your ears. Accommodate for the fact that your eyes aren't the same level as your gun. Take a deep breath. Silver pauses before firing exactly 1 shot down the line. It hits the center of the target in the head. Take your target out. That's all there is to it. Speaking of, I'm gonna head towards the sniping range. Meet you back home after practice, babe. Oh, did they finally move in? I'll have to take a rain check. Sorry. With a scoff, Kanto makes his way out of the firing range. I can't help but stare at Silver in confusion. He catches me and snaps at me. Don't ask. Wasn't planning on it, I say with exasperation. Last thing I want to do is agitate an armed assassin. Well, I'm gonna start practicing. Let me know if you need help. He's not looking at me, but at the exit Kanto walked through. I take it that's my cue to leave him alone. Instead, I focus on the reason I came here. Pulling the trigger without fear. I stick my earplugs in and my goggles on. Through my prior training, I have at least an inkling of an idea. Not only that, but I have a skill most people can't do. Slowing my heart rate down, I enter my time dilation. After enough practice, I can go in and out of it with relatively easy and with little setbacks. The only problem is how long I can actually keep it up for. Artificial heart warms up over the duration, so I have to be careful not to cook myself from the inside. Even so, it's proven more than useful. I slowly adjust my hands so I can aim the laser at the target's head. Firing my first shot is quite disorienting. Oh, shit! Upon squeezing the trigger, my hand jerks up. I can barely make the bullet. I just barely make the bullet out before it hit perfectly. That was only one shot, and now I have to deal with the recoil. In real time, it only lasts for a second. For me, it's 10 times that long. Oh shit. I spend the rest of my time at the firing range, focusing on getting used to firing and recovering from the recoil. So, I mean, hey, that's good for him though. He's learning how to protect himself and his friends, right? Reloading in this state takes quite a lot of effort. Getting used to what I was once instantaneous hand-eye coordination is tricky. This is good practice. I'm not sure much time has really passed, but I eventually get to the point where a single target is not very useful. It's getting kind of repetitive. My chest starts feeling particularly warm, so I take that as a sign to take a break. Coming back to my normal time only takes a couple of moments, and comes with the sensation of all the blood draining from my head. No longer feels like I'm swimming through air. I mean, so ironically enough, I'm actually a pretty decent shot with a gun. My friend used to take me out to help me get over my fear, and we would shoot out fruit out in the desert. I could land some pretty good shots, surprisingly, even though guns terrify me. So I'm with Cyrus here. I'm vibing him. Phew. I hear Silver snicker next to me. It looks like he was watching me the whole time. I take my earplugs out to greet him. What? You always look funny when you're focused like that. Hey, I'd like to see you try it. I wish. It gives good results. He looks down the lane. I landed all my shots on the head and even a few where the heart would be. You still have room to improve on your fire rate. But the accuracy is no joke. Hopefully I can make practical use of it during a fight. I'd offer to spar with you later, but I have a job I need to prep for. Oh, is that why you turned down Ring's offer? Yeah, well, mostly. Seriously, Silver, what's going on? I don't want to get into it. You're gonna have to eventually. It's heartbreaking to watch from the outside. I got another assassination mission to go on, so I don't want Ring to worry about me. He keeps bringing up that I shouldn't put myself in needless danger, but he doesn't understand what I have to do. Feels like every time we're alone together, we get into a fight about it. I don't have it in me to sit through another one right now. With Kanto's fear of pain, I can see where that's coming from. He doesn't want Silver to get hurt either. You love him, right? Silver doesn't respond. I don't think avoiding it will do either of you any good. I know. I just don't know how to get it through his head that this is something I have to do. Is it? Yes. And I don't need you, him, or anyone else telling me otherwise. His fur starts to rise as expected. I respect him for sticking to his guns, but I can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped, which makes it all the more painful to watch. I see. And there's nothing I can really say to help. I'm sorry. I appreciate the effort. Believe me, I'm not mad at you or him. I just need people to leave me alone sometimes, that's all. I can make my own decisions too. I can't argue with that. Just know that your actions affect the people around you, okay? I have to get going. Probably won't be home tonight. You might not even see me until after my trip. Anything I can do to help? Yeah, practice your form. An assassin should look intimidating when they kill someone. You look like you have noodles for limbs sometimes. I'll try to work on that. Then, thanks. Appreciate the advice. Come back alive, or I'll make sure you're my first confirmed kill. I look forward to that. I'll see you later. With that, Silver makes his way out of the facility. I look down at the gun in my hand, giving an assassin relationship advice a mile underground. Still can't believe where I ended up in my life. I put all my personal belongings in the Axiom and head out as well. I have a late afternoon lunch date with a certain tiger. Hey yo, are they finally dating? In the middle of the week. It's in the middle of the week, so the bar isn't very busy yet. I have Aaron all to myself for the most part while I sit at the bar. He still has about 3 hours left on his shift, so I offer to keep him company before he gets off. I mean, I understand it, but you also gotta understand too, like, Silver, he's doing what he does, not because he likes it, but because he feels that it's his duty, and well, he needs to understand, of course people are gonna worry, but he also doesn't like to be babied. So I kinda see where both of them are coming from. This is a regular occurrence since we got back from our trip. Lately, we'll have a glass of fruit milk ready for me, complemented by a tiny paper umbrella. We've gotten quite comfortable with each other. At least, I'd like to think so. Whenever I realize Silver isn't coming home at night, I text Aaron if I can sleep over at his place. Sleeping near someone puts my mind at ease, I found out. Aaron's meticulously cleaning some dirty glasses while I sip on my drink. Hey, Axel, can I ask you something? Oh, sure, Cyrus. What's up? Feel free not to answer. I've been wondering, why do you keep your eyes closed all the time? Are they sensitive to the light or something? Oh. Unfortunately, I think that just comes with the line of work, Gallows. And I think that's where they need to really understand each other. Because if you're gonna be in a relationship with someone like that, you've gotta really have good communication. And I'll be honest, I don't think either of them has really good communication. Aaron sets the glass he finished cleaning up on the shelf before turning to me with a sheepish expression on his face. It's kind of an embarrassing story, to be honest. Do you really want to know? That only makes me more curious. Please. Okay, fine. He chuckles as he leans down on the bar in front of me. When I first joined the Resistance, they had us stuck doing menial tasks. It was sort of a way to gauge how trustworthy we were. Though Xavier helped us climb the ranks a little bit, it didn't take long before we got more serious work. I remember it now. Xavier said there was an orphanage that got caught in Rezum's power struggle. It wasn't anywhere notable, so it barely made headlines. We got sent to that facility. We got sent to go help that facility and kids. It didn't seem like work I was suited for, but coming from an orphanage myself, I felt like I had an obligation to help out. Xavier was much more useful than I was. He helped me entertain the kids while I moved the rubble. Also, sorry, Mosquito. Lance struggled with it at first. He wasn't used to doing any He wasn't used to doing organized work like that. He liked doing things his way. Oh, oh, this is so cute. At some point, Xavier called me over to meet the kids, which turned out to be a mistake. For better or for worse, I'm pretty tall, so when I loomed over them, the kids started crying. One of them even said I had scary eyes. In order to try to calm them down, I closed my eyes and sat down on the ground so I'd be closer to their height. Xavier giggled at the whole ordeal, which made me a tad embarrassed. After they saw I was no threat, they started to play on my back like I was a jungle gym. I kinda just froze. I didn't want to accidentally hurt them by moving, which only made Xavier laugh more. As awkward as it was, it made me feel happy that I could help those kids somehow. The staff eventually called the kids over for lunch at a makeshift camp we had helped set up. Okay, you can relax. They're all off you. I let out a sigh of relief. I've been through a lot, but that was one of the scariest situations I've ever been in. Aw, don't say that. They're having fun with you. You say that, but I made them piss their pants at first. Are my eyes really that scary? What? No. Well, not to me anyway. I grumbled to myself. The last thing I want is to scare the very kids I'm trying to protect. Xavier always reassured me that my eyes weren't that bad, but I just wanted to be careful. And ever since, I've kept the habit of closing them. Aw, that's both adorable and kind of sad. I hope it didn't hurt your feelings or anything. At first it did, but I got over it. Besides, after all that said and done, it made me happy that I could help cheer those kids up. That's good at least. Still, there's one thing that bugs me. What's that? I think your eyes are beautiful. I wish I could see them more often. Oh, Cyrus, you're gonna make me blush. His ears lay back in embarrassment before leaning down to the point where we're eye level. He's so close, I can just barely feel the breath coming from his nose. He slowly opens his eyes and gives me a coy expression. Since you like them so much, I thought I'd give you a closer look. What do you think? Are they still beautiful? I can feel myself going beet red as he teases me. And you were talking about me making you blush. Yes, they are still very pretty. Happy now? He reaches his paw up and pats me on... he reaches his paw up to pat me on the head. Delighted. Thank you, Sai. Oh, shut up. Aaron chuckles at my flustered disposition. At this point, I'm sure he's aware of my feelings for him. I'm not really subtle at all. He hasn't made a move, and neither have I. I've never been the type to initiate a relationship. Still, he's certainly not afraid to tease me. Handsome asshole. I like that about our relationship. Besides Silver, I'd say he's the person I'm closest to. Aaron's axiom beeps, catching both of our attention. He quickly reads the message, then gasps. What? Is it something bad? On the contrary, your request to meet Titania has finally been approved. He says with a little reservation, still smiles. She says she wants us to have a private conference call with you next week. I'll forward you the message. She wants you to try to pitch something to her. What do you mean? In short, she needs to make sure you're worth bringing onto the team. She acknowledges your passion, but we do dangerous work. If you're not up If you're not up to her expectations, I can't imagine she'll hire you. A pitch? It's been a while since I've had a last job interview. It's been a while since I've had a job interview in any capacity. How about later tonight? You can come over to my place and we can brainstorm together. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, that sounds... Oh, hold on. I'm gonna reread this one. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, that sounds good. Smooth. Oh, I love this. The smoothest. After our little lunch date, I decided to head back to my room to relax. I surfed the gate for a couple of hours before deciding it's a good time to head over to Aaron's. I don't think I'll ever get over how impressive the Axiom is. I was able to pack everything I need just to spend the night in just minutes. It's so cold in that peak, so I decided to wear my jacket. Due to all my training, I'm able to fill it out more. Good, I'm not the biggest fan of wearing baggy clothes while in public. After double checking everything on my Axiom, I make my way out of my room. Upon turning the corner towards the capsule port, I'm surprised to see Silver. He's talking to someone. I swear I recognize him from somewhere. And he doesn't look too happy. Look, it's none of your business or anyone else's. Oh, sweetie, don't be like that. You know you can tell me anything that's troubling you. Only so you could use it as potential blackmail. I know how you operate. We both know I have more than enough dirt on you and everyone else. I don't need to blackmail you. I don't need any more to blackmail you with. Thank you. Oh, Fox. She towers over him easily with those high heels she's wearing, adding to his predicament. The woman is teasing Silver to the point where he starts to bare his fangs. I've never seen him so agitated before. To try to help him out, I attempt to step in. Oh, hey Talon. Back so soon? Both of their ears turn towards my direction. Silver groans. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hi, you must be Cyrus. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. The woman turns her attention towards me, letting me get a good look at her. With those heels, she's a couple inches taller than me. Her pink business suit matches her pink fur, which I assume is dyed. Call me Crystal, hun. Pleasure. She tries to offer me a handshake with a warm smile on her face. When I glance at Silver, he just shakes his head. Not wanting to make the situation more awkward than it already is, I shake her hand. Yes, I'm Cyrus. Nice to meet you, ma'am. My, how formal. Respect goes a long way, you know. Little Snowball here could learn a thing or two from you. She gives an exasperated sigh. After all this time, you'd think you'd consider me a mother. I don't need a mother, Crystal. He empathizes her name heavily. You'd be surprised just how important having parental figures is for someone growing up. Ash is such a sweetie. Wonder what happened. Silver puffs up. You really have the nerve to say that? We went through hell because of you. Now, we both know that isn't true. Oh, really? Hey, Cyrus. Yes? How would you feel about someone knowingly sending you and your kid brother to be experimented on? Talon, we've been over this time and time again. At the time, I felt that I was reporting and showing you to the world. Oh, I felt that reporting you and showing you to the world was the only thing we could do. Your existence being known to the country was protection in and of itself. You let them take us. We almost died. If that's how you want to interpret it after all this time, then there's nothing I can do. Oh. What? Silver whips his head back towards me, which makes me jump. Crystal chuckles. Oh, sorry. I just realized I've seen her before. I think back to the articles and videos I've watched over the past couple months. She was a prominent figure in the anti-resume propaganda. I've watched a few of your stories. Not many, but... I know, I know. Hard to forget someone as stunning as I am. Stop, you're too much. Silver grumbles as he stares bullets at her. But yes, thank you. I'm a reporter out on the real world. Down here, well... She's the leader of the intelligence unit. She knows everything there is to know about the Resistance, including those who work for it. You're no fun. Sorry. Growing up in Resume kinda does that to you. But you should know that. All about that, unless you're finally slipping up. We both know that isn't true. If you want, I can share your baby pictures with Cyrus. What the? How? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I still slipping up? I know everything to know about everyone, including hospital records. I kinda like her though. I was born in a hospital? You sure were. If you give me a kiss on the cheek, I could show you Ash's baby pictures too. What do you say? Fair trade? Silver is shaking to the point where his fist is balled up. He quickly looks back and forth between the two of us. Silver starts to pout as he motions for her to get closer. Oh, okay. I like her because she's like the teasing aunt or something like that. And I kind of do trust her. I don't know why. Crystal chuckles as she leans down towards him. He pauses for a moment before puckering his lips and slowly moving closer to Crystal's cheek. Just as he's about to make contact, Crystal stands up straight and pats Silver on the head. See, I knew you were a sweetie. Don't worry, I'm not gonna embarrass you that much in front of your friend. But... Crystal opens up her bright pink axiom and quickly taps the screen. Soon after, one of Silver's axioms beep. Now don't say I've never done anything for you, okay? Still puffed and agitated, Silver puts his hood up and stomps away. I've never seen him make so much noise on an exit before. Just need to push the right buttons. I think it's good for him to let his frustrations out like that. Goodness knows how much he keeps in. She turns her attention to me. I hope you can take care of him, Cyrus. As you can see, we don't always see eye to eye. She sighs, which seems to be genuine. Honestly, I don't know what to do about that boy. I can't speak for him, but just from the conversation, I think he's pretty comfortable around you. You really think so? I've never seen him get angry like that. He's at least comfortable enough to drop this tough guy act. How heartwarming. If being a lightning rod is all I can do, I guess I'm satisfied with that. As for you, Cyrus, I hope you've been settling in well. It was no easy feat to get you out of there. Yes, ma'am. Thank you again for your help. She chuckles. It's a breath of fresh air, talking with someone so polite. The fox smiles at me, looking over me as if she was inspecting me. I understand you're meeting Titania soon, right? Yes, I am. I guess by knowing everything in the Resistance, she knows all about me too. Wonderful. I'm sure you'll do fine. If you need any advice for the meeting, feel free to send me a message. Crystal crosses her arms with a serious look on her face. I know Titania better than anyone. While she might be willing to pull some strings, please keep in mind, your safety is our top priority. If you don't prove your capabilities to her, she won't let you join. That being said, you just need to show your talent and what you bring to the table. You don't need to be built like a brick house to be useful, nor inexperienced killers. We have other jobs you could offer. Take a few days to figure out what makes you you, and how you want to become a valuable asset to our cause. Crystal swipes on her axiom, sending a message with her contact information. Again, if you need any advice, I'm only a message away. Oh my god, Gallows, isn't that what you said to me? Isn't that what you said to me? I see. Thank you for your help. I'll think hard about it. Good boy. I'll see you later, Ghost of Resume. Hmm? I nod and she takes that as her cue to walk away, heels clicking down the hall. I turn my Axiom on to read the message she just sent. I nearly choke on my spit as I see a picture of Silver as a baby attached as well. Oh, show it, show it, show it! I want to see that little... I want to see him. What can I say? I like her. I genuinely like people who are smart like that, but caring. Like, I don't know. I like her. Instead of transporting directly into Aaron's apartment, I decided to shop around Lambent Peak. I had the idea of buying him a gift as a thank you for letting me stay the night. I don't have a lot of plumes on me, but I should be able to afford something. It's the least I can do. Window shopping is a tad awkward around here. Everything is either really expensive or incredibly niche. I don't recognize a lot of the gizmos and gadgets I walk past, but I don't want to spend 200 plumes on a pair of glass tongs. Think, what's something Aaron would like? Oh, I know. I rush to the only grocery store on the mountain. Everything looks fancy as hell. It's a small shop. They just put anything you buy up to the counter. Hello, sir. Haven't seen you around here. Are you new to the peak? Oh, no. A friend of mine lives up here. He's actually why I've come in. Do you happen to sell fish at all? Of course. What kind would you like? The best you've got. I had to start running halfway to the condo. Even with help from Vita, my back gets cold really easily. Kicking off the snow, I quickly make my way inside. Aaron answers the door almost immediately. There you are. I was worried you had gotten lost. Oh hell. I guess I am 20 minutes late. Sorry about that. I went to do some shopping on my way over. Oh, what'd you buy? I confidently hold up a sizable package wrapped in paper. Just a little something to show you how much I appreciate you. Huh? Wait, that smell. Is that the biggest salmon the market had in stock? Excuse me, but that must have been so expensive. Good thing I'll be starting to work soon, right? That's not even a guarantee, and Aaron's stomach starts to rumble, which makes me laugh. What? I skipped lunch today. Okay, fine. Get in here. Okay. Aaron pulls me inside, then shuts the door before huffing. You know, you don't have to spend that kind of cash on me. Oh, does that mean you don't want the fish? That's not what I said. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Cyrus. I appreciate the gesture. He starts to ruffle my hair playfully. But let's wait until after you land a job before you start spending that kind of money. Alright? Hey, come on. I have a fantastic resume, thank you very much. Oh yeah? Hit me with it. Well, you see. Does a 300-year-old doctorate count? Probably not unless you renewed it, no? How about living 300 years? That's gotta be something for endurance. I used to have to pick you up because you got too tired to walk. Psh! That was months ago. I'm totally fine now. If you say so. What? Wanna arm wrestle? Cyrus, my hand is as big as your head, I'm pretty sure. Did I stutter? Aaron chuckles. Sigh, I'm not gonna arm wrestle you. Please. Aaron sighs. Okay, fine. Little does he know, this is just an excuse for me to hold his hand. I'm so smart. No wonder I was a doctor. Aaron places the wrapped fish on the kitchen island before he has to sit on the ground by his coffee table. Even while we're both sitting down, he towers me. He places his left elbow on the table, offering his left paw. You want me to go easy on you? He asked with sincerity. I puff out my chest and grab his paw confidently. It's very warm, which distracts me for a moment. Trust me, I'll be fine. Slam. I win. You cheated. All's fair in love and war, Cyrus, he says with a smug look on his face. I'll have to keep that in mind for the future then. Silver's been teaching me how to be stealthy after all. Oh yeah? What else has he taught you? He's been teaching me how to handle a gun too. It's weird, but I'm getting the hang of it. Oh, Maybe we can go shopping for some weapons. Your pitch for Titania could be combat related. That's a good idea. Do you know of any good shops? Plenty, although... Aaron looks apprehensive. What's wrong? I'm still worried about you trying to join the fray. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy you found that kind of passion, but... Aaron pauses. I just don't want another Xavier situation to happen, you know? I nod. I understand the risks better than anyone. That's why I'm training as much as I can. The conversation reminds me to take one of my medicine balls out of my axiom. Vita helped me find a good schedule for medication. Karen and Silver have been great tutors too. Plus, I've got you here with me. You've done wonders for helping me build up my confidence. So trust me when I say that I'll be fine, alright? Aw, Cyrus. Aaron opens his eyes and smiles. Alright, I'll trust you. Just let me know if you ever need any help. I'll come running, okay? Only if you ask me for help too. Deal? Deal. He offers me to shake his hand. I quickly oblige before trying to bring it down to the table. He doesn't budge. A for effort. Had to try. Aaron chuckles before sitting up. He puts his paw under my armpit to help me stand up, before standing up himself. For old time's sake. Now, how about we start working on that fish? Absolutely. Do you need any help? You can help me set everything up. The recipe is a bit of a process with all the spices and greens I want to put on it. Let's get started then. I love these two goobers. Aaron pulls out a wall of spices we're going to use for the fish. Besides salt and pepper, there are a few others that we'll use in small quantities. He hands me a bottle labeled Spriggan. Okay, what's this one? Since so much in the world has changed around me, we made it a game to see what spices I can recognize, even though they have different names. Oh, that's thyme. 100%. Like a clock? Yeah, but it's spelled differently. We mainly put it on meat we cooked in the oven. Well, I am putting this in an oven. That counts, right? Absolutely. Alright, give me another. This one. He hands me a glass bottle labeled Firegrass. It's filled with little red and brown pepper flakes. Oh, yeah, crushed pepper. One sniff is all I need. Whew, damn. That's definitely crushed red pepper flakes. We used to put that on pizza. You're gonna use this for the fish? No, I just wanted to see if you could figure it out. Rude. Alright, one more, then we'll get to work. He hands me a final bottle that's simply labeled cilantro. What's wrong? I take a big sniff of it. Yeah, that's cilantro alright. Aaron chuckles. So this one stayed the same, huh? Looks like it. We mainly use this for Mexican and Spanish dishes, but it's also common in Asian dishes as well. Adds a nice bit of freshness, especially in something like pho. Oh wait, pho, sorry. I'm stupid. Pho, huh? I've never heard of it. Do you remember any other recipes it was used in? I'd love to try them. I could probably help make pho. As for tacos... Jesus Christ. I think about the pre-made named taco brand seasoning Mom used to use on lazy dinner nights. Probably not. No, I could make some ground beef and tortillas, but I don't know the right spice combination. Boy, let me tell you the right spice combination, because Jesus Christ. Then maybe we can make our own. How hard can it be? Between the two of us? Not hard at all. Besides, Any excuse to eat something with cilantro is welcome. I'm just glad you like it. Both Karen and Lance thought it tasted like soap. Oh, that's actually fucking cool, because that's, did you know, fun fact of the day, guys, is that some people are actually hardwired not to like cilantro because it tastes like soap to them. I, in fact, am actually one of those people. So while I will eat cilantro if it's available, I do not actively go out and seek cilantro, which, again, living in a place with a lot of Mexican food, a little hard. But yeah, cilantro tastes like soap to me. That's awesome. That's a nice little fact. God bless them. After we're done eating, do you mind telling me more about the recipes from your time? Sure, but only if you're writing everything down yourself. It'll be good handwriting practice. Aaron beams with excitement as he takes out some stationery from his Axiom. Hey, let's go. Deal. I'd love to learn that, what was it? Cursive? That's something you'll need to find another tutor for. I barely learned that myself. Oh, just be happy I'm not gonna test you on anything. I feel like I'm not a very good teacher. Only one way to find out. Let me get this in the oven and we can get started. You got it. Aaron smiles as he starts to prepare the fish. I head over and sit at the bar while he works. I lay my arms flat on the counter so that I can rest my head to watch him. It's calming. Before I knew it, Aaron started to clean up the dishes, even while I was eating. Aaron scarfed down his food very fast in order to get straight to his impromptu tutoring session. He said it was the best fish he'd ever eaten, which made me very happy. Though I have to wonder how much he actually tasted. Regardless, I'd be more than willing to help him with something he's passionate about. Aaron sets up a table to work at, saying that the coffee table would be too small for us. It's a nice and sturdy table, made of wood. It's circular and pretty heavy. In typical Aaron fashion, he picks it up with ease. Once he gets a couple of chairs, I pull one out and sit next to him. Show me what you can write to get us started. Try writing, "Hello, my name is Aaron Cosmos. It's nice to meet you." That shouldn't be too hard. Give me a second. A second turns into a minute. A minute turns into 2. I pucker my lips. This is gonna be harder than I thought, isn't it? When he does finally finish, he slides the paper over to me. Well, what do you think? He asks proudly. So proud that I have to make sure to let him down gently. I can barely make out any of what he wrote. Aaron, your name has 2 A's in it. Why'd you only write 1? I thought the first one was capitalized. I thought if the first one was capitalized, you wouldn't have to. Who told you that? Kanto. He states sheepishly. Of course he did. Is it really that bad? Well, it's almost ineligible. If I didn't tell you what to write, I probably wouldn't be able to make it out. Oh. Hey, sorry. We can figure it out. Can I see how you're holding the pen again? Sure. Just like this. He moves the pen to the paper. His form is fine enough, but I think I've seen the culprit. His paws are so big, the pen looks like it belongs to a dwarf. There's no way he'd be able to control it with precision. I think we need to get you a pen that fits your size. The tiniest movement can ruin your writing. I gesture for him to hand over the pen. Once he does, I write the exact same sentence he did on the lower half of the page, in half the time. Though I haven't written in very long, the muscle memory is still there. Whoa! It becomes second nature once you get the hang of it. When we go shopping tomorrow, maybe we can find you something better to write with. Aaron nods enthusiastically. I'd love that. Good. I pass the pen back to Aaron. If you don't mind me asking, why are you so interested in learning how to write? Well... Aaron scratches the side of his cheek. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. Oh, enlighten me. I tease him briefly. If you want to, that is. Well, Xavier used to handwrite me love letters when we were together. Wait, he did date Xavier? What? So he dated Lance and Xavier? This man's oh, I love it. Ah, is that right? Yeah, I'd find them every now and then. He liked to hide them. Being from a time before axioms, he still handwrote pretty much everything. Aaron has a dopey smile on his face as he reminisces. It makes me happy to see him happy. I see. Can you tell me more about him? Well, it'd take me all night. He says jokingly, but I decide to call his bluff. See, this is what I'm saying! It's like, okay, not only did he break up with Lance, he dated freaking Xavier, and Lance was probably even more hella jealous. Oh my god. You know what? Okay. Good thing we have all night. We can talk about it while I'm tutoring you. How does that sound? Okay. Well... Aaron picks up his pen again. Instead of trying to write, I think he's scribbling. Xavier was born during the transitional period after the Seven Stars landed. Growing up in a desolate land, he didn't have much. Right, we do. Resume was the only thing keeping people alive in this part of the country. He happened to live close enough to it. Aaron sighs. Back in the day, Resume advertised himself as a paradise after the apocalypse. A very exclusive paradise. Even so, people flocked from all over just at a chance of being let in. As you know, they didn't accept everyone. Xavier considered himself lucky that they accepted him. Oh, no. I thought, wow, my family can finally take it easy for once. They promised they'd take care of anyone they deemed worthy. Oh, I quickly learned what that meant. Because I was the only pristine carrier. I was the only one they took in. I was told my family would be safe outside Resume. I can't confirm if they were, whether or not. I never saw them again. Xavier's face looks hopeful, but I'm sure they were straight up abandoned. I think he knows that, and that makes me ball up my paws angrily. The treatment weren't so bad at first. Over time, they pushed me more and more. It got to the point I had to be in an isolation capsule just to be of use. I wasn't supervised as much as some of the other characters. That's when we started planning my escape. Xavier sighs. Grant really did want to get me and anyone else he could out of that place. I just wish he got out too. He's still smiling, but I can see a tear well up on it, then fall down his cheek. Gently I try to wipe it away with my paw. He grabs it, then strokes my fur. I hope he knows his sacrifice wasn't in vain. All of the information we smuggled out definitely could hurt them. And most of all, I got to meet you, Aaron. Aaron sighs sadly while smiling. Even through everything, you remain a positive force of nature. I knew I would have given up a long time ago. I never got a chance to reply to any of his letters in any meaningful way. Anytime I tried, they'd just be a scribbled mess. So, I'm still trying to practice. Maybe I can give him one someday. I see. You really believe he's still out there, don't you? Aaron struggles to answer at first. I do. I really do. I know it. Then, I decide to take a deep breath, pushing my feelings down. Let me make sure that the next time you see him, he gets the sappiest love letter ever written. You would do that for me? Absolutely. You're my best friend, Aaron, and I want you to be happy. Cyrus, stop. You're gonna make me cry. My training must be paying off then. If I can make someone like you cry, huh? Yes. You emotionally punched me in the stomach. Good. I intend to make sure you have the prettiest handwriting out of everyone. Good luck. We're both gonna need it. We've got all the time in the world. Let's get started. Alright. Thank you, Cyrus. I really appreciate it. You're more than welcome, Aaron. Trust me. So, oh, fuck, he's gonna get back with Xavier. Though it hurts, I'm not gonna fuck around with Aaron's feelings. He's still grieving after all. I'm still very much interested in Aaron, but if I can ease his pain, that would be enough for me, right? Fuck, I am torn. Teleportation complete. Welcome back to Resume, Lance. Upon exiting the pod, I take a deep breath of fresh air. Stark contrast between the desert heat there's a stark contrast between the desert heat to Resume's temperate climate is always jarring. Even though the sun is shining, it's not overbearing. Pleasant as always. I have to say, I'm surprised they're giving me this much freedom to move around. Guess the collar is good enough insurance for them. Now that I'm off the clock for a bit, I can take the jacket and helmet. I still don't know why I have to wear it just to go shopping for Vivian. They make me stick out like a sore thumb. I deposit them in my Axiom and then make my way to get some lunch. The cafeteria in the main building is better, even if it's farther away from my room. I want Aaron to be happy, so I'm just like, fuck. Chapter 15. Fracture. The main lobby is as busy as ever. Patients line up in the waiting room while the nurses try to direct them to the proper areas to be treated. Good evening, Mr. Krieger. Back already? A small mink greets me from the reception desk. She seems to have taken a liking to me. Every time I pass through, she always tries to strike up a conversation. Afternoon, Meredith. And yeah, I'm just heading over to the cafeteria. I hear they're serving lobster and potato soup today, along with the side of fresh baked bread. Ugh, seafood. I might put in a custom order then. Not a huge fan of shellfish. Always going against the grain, huh? How do you mean? Just a feeling I get from you. I know you're relatively new around here, but the fact that you've been recruited for such a high-ranking position tells me a lot. Great. I'd prefer people know as little about me as possible. I guess that's just not possible around here. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. I just really respect the work you've done. I'm sure many would disagree. Don't worry about it. I'm not the most talkative guy as it is. Well, if there's anything you need, feel free to give us a call. We're always here to help. I've heard something along those lines more than I can count. It's like these people get off being civil servants. I'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna eat now. Have a good day. You as well. Have a good one. With a nod, I continue to the cafeteria. Maybe I should be wearing my helmet while on base. Noise cancellation would come in handy. Antisocial dick? The line to get in is pretty long as usual. The Resistance wishes it had food this good. That reminds me, I should put in my order while waiting. I take out my Axiom to start my order. It's a little more expensive to do a custom order, but it's usually worth it. I've come to accept that I make good money here. While ordering, my ears perk up to some whispering in front of me. Hey, is that? Oh my god, it is! I've never seen one in person before. I tilt my head to see who's talking. There's a couple of people in the front that are staring at me a few spaces up in line. They start letting people cut them until they eventually land in front of me. Oh, he's so handsome! My heart. Whoa, it is a real Arcadia collar. Ooh. The impulse to growl at them is strong, but I've come to learn it's just easier to play nice. Well, as nice as I can be. Can you not stare at me? It's weirding me out. Oh, sorry, it's just... Are you one of the higher-ups? Like, one of the Fraction? Most people think the Fraction are law enforcement, but they're really Resume's guard dogs. So what if I am? What's it to you? Well, it's just... Why are you waiting in line? Can't you just go to the front? I could, and I might if you kept bothering me. Dude, who are you telling? Sorry. We're not trying to annoy you. We just wanted to thank you for all that you've done. I'm getting deja vu. You don't know anything about me. Well, I know they only give Arcadia to the best of the best. They're so cool. I hope we get one eventually. Maybe we can work together one day. I kind of feel my blood start to boil, but I do my best to keep my anger hidden. These poor fools. With a sigh, I try to at least diffuse the situation. Look, I don't think you know what you're signing up for. If I were you, I'd be content just living life as you always have. I'm sure it's tough work, but it's for a good cause. I think I could handle it. Me too. It's always been my dream to become a hero. How old are you two again? What are your names? The Dalmatian salutes me first as he introduces himself. Forgive me, sir. My name's Cole. I'm 19 years old. It's an honor to meet you. And annoyingly, the cat follows suit. My name's Sam. I'm also 19. Thank you for your service. Ugh. Cool it with the theatrics, will you? I'm off the clock, so I'm just a regular guy. Sir, yes, sir. For fuck's sake. You're both young. I'd take some time to think about what you really want to do in the future. Don't sell your soul for something you don't completely comprehend. That way you can live your life without regrets. I think back to my days in the Resistance with the Grimace. Oh wow. Getting advice from a member of the Fraction, so cool. I can practically see the stars in their eyes as they gaze up at me. I cover my eyes with my paws and shake my head. Are you even listening? Of course, don't worry. We decided to work here a long time ago. It's been really fulfilling. It's like I'm helping people every day. Yeah, well, I bite my tongue. I'm not risking getting electrocuted just for talking to these couple of teens. Just do what makes you happy, I guess. Not my place to judge. The line's been thinning out as we've been talking. We're nearly to the front. I appreciate it, sir. Don't worry. We'll be careful. With all the terrorist attacks, we kinda have to be. But I think we'll be able to handle it. Right, Cole? Right. An optimistic dog and cat. Reminds me of the old days. Then I guess I have nothing left to say. Go get your food. You're up. Of course. Thank you again, sir. Just call me Lance. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Lance. Did you even hear what I said? Sorry. Force of habit. See you around. They go get their lunch. Despite it all, I can't help but smile as I watch them. They're good kids, even if they work for a place like this. Sir, it's your turn. Oh, right. I'll take, raise my axiom, realizing I didn't have a chance to submit my custom order. There goes my smile. Dude, that suit looks freaking great on him. That's all I'm gonna say. Waking up at Aaron's is always a treat. As safe as I feel at base, sometimes it's nice to be met with the sunlight first thing in the morning. Aaron keeps some skincare products in his guest bathroom for me nowadays. It's so cold and dry up here, I have to make sure to stay moisturized. While applying some lotions, I smell something. Aaron must be cooking. Oh, sorry about that. I tried to pull the headset as far away from possible. Aaron must be cooking breakfast downstairs. I don't want to keep him waiting, so I rush through brushing my hair and teeth before throwing on my shirt from yesterday. I make my way down the spiral staircase to see Aaron cooking up something in the kitchen. Oh, good morning, Cyrus. Hope you slept well. Hard not to. That bed is divine. I kept telling you that it's okay to move in. I don't think we're there yet, bud. You sound just like Silver. I laugh nervously. It's not at all subtle. Yeah. Anyway, I pull a chair up to the table. You mentioned you wanted to go shopping yesterday. Do you still want to? Sure. As much as I hate to admit it, you're going to be in a lot of danger working with us. I want to make sure you're well prepared for the encounter. I have some ideas on what to get you. Don't keep me in suspense. Let's hear it. Aaron chuckles. Someone's excited. First, I think we should get you some new clothes. I realize now that most of the clothes I got you are pretty baggy. I'm sure they're comfortable, but not practical if you get in a fight. As for weapons, can't go wrong with brass knuckles or a pocket knife. It looks like Karen and Silver have been training you pretty well. Speaking of, Silver's been helping me with my marksmanship. I was thinking about getting a pistol for myself while on the go. That's not a bad idea. I think I have some suggestions. I just hope they work with your Axiom. What do you mean? Some models of Axiom can connect to the guns they use. Without it getting too complicated, you can have nearly infinite ammo in a clip. Combat Axioms are uncommon. They're custom made to fit your hand like a glove. While you're holding something that needs to be reloaded, it can transfer the ammo out of storage directly into the gun. Oh, that sounds handy. It can be, though I've been told that they feel really heavy on the hand. Not the most practical. Plus, if they get damaged, you're screwed. Snipers use them a lot. I look over my Axiom and I start theorizing. I can change its shape. Maybe I can change it into something like that. Does Lambent Pink have a weapon shop we can look at? Not really. This place is a little too quiet for an arms dealer. I genuinely thought they had one, because I thought that's where him and Silver went that night. I know a few spots we can port for quality gear. I can show you around my hometown, too. Aquila, right? Oh, right. You've been there before. Yeah, feels like ages ago, though. I could use a refresher. Then we can stop there for sure. Aaron prepares the food he was cooking and brings me a serving. Hope you like scrambled eggs. You gotta start eating more protein if you're gonna hang with us. Aaron sets down a plate of scrambled eggs and a cup of sausage links and a side of home fries. I think I can handle that. And no sugar for your coffee. Wait, I'm kidding. I have a sweet tooth too, as you can see. He casually pats his belly before sitting down with me. I'm not usually too picky, but I can't handle bitterness. Sugar is a must-have for my coffee. Me too. Duly noted. I'll make sure to make lots of desserts when I get the chance. If you need a taste tester, you know where to find me. Absolutely. Karen can come along too. She loves sweets. Maybe I can find something for her when we go shopping then. Always thinking of your friends, huh? I was already thinking about getting her some tools for her garage at some point, but wasn't sure what to get. I can help with that for sure. We can hit up some auto shops along the way. Hell yeah. Come on, let's eat. I'm excited to get this day started. Dude, I can do without creamer, but I absolutely need sugar in my coffee. Like, I can do just black with sugar. Don't have to tell me twice. With vigor, we start to chow down on our breakfast. Within 15 minutes, we go from plates full of food to washing them in the kitchen. I grab my jacket out of my Axiom and then throw it on. Alright, ready. Let's head down to Tungsten first to get you some new gear. Where's that on the map? Aaron takes out his Axiom to show me where Tungsten is. It's still northern, but in the middle of the country. The north middle, I guess? Looks like where North Dakota was. Dakota? Is there a South Dakota? What? No, that'd be ridiculous. There was an East Dakota, though. You had to be there. Apparently. Aaron replies sheepishly, which gets me to laugh. I'm just messing with you. Come on, let's go. Oh, okay. Let's get going. Aaron heads to his door, then begins typing on a keypad. I swear, every code he types is well over 12 digits long. Eventually, there's a beep, followed by a light flashing underneath the door. Shall we? Let's. Aaron offers me his paw, which I gladly take, before calmly escorting me through the port. Upon exiting the capsule, Aaron carefully hops off the platform before picking me up to set me on the ground. There you go. You alright? Yes, sir. 100%. Good. Ready to go shopping? Yes, please. Aaron chuckles before leading me down the strip. I'd never been to North Dakota, so I wasn't sure what to expect. But if I had to describe this place, I'd say it's very metropolitan. It's uncanny how normal this place looks compared to everywhere else I've been to. Do you come here often? On occasion. The helpful thing about ports is that it's easy to go all over for specific things. I'll come here for quality or durable clothes, Aquila for weapons, Lambent Pink for food, and so on. Huh. Never thought about shopping that way. That's pretty convenient. Just try not to port too much. It's easy to get sick from it. Noted. As we walk along the shops, various windows catch my eye. Not only in a good way, not always in a good way. There are some gaudy outfit shops on display. Really hope Aaron doesn't try to make me wear something ugly. We're here. I look up to the shop Aaron stops us in front of. It says Quality Trick above the door. Weird name. A little. But I think they'll do the job. Aaron leads me inside. He has to crouch to fit through the door frame. Sometimes I forget how big he really is. Hello? Anyone home? Oh, yes. Hello. A little hand waves from behind the counter. One moment, please. Just gotta... A scraping sound comes from the other side. Get this stool over here. I look over at Aaron with skepticism. He looks sheepish. Trust me, it'll be worth it. There. Ew, that was a workout. Hate having to move things all over the store. Oh, it's a lamb. My bad. A familiar small sheep climbs up to the stool and greets us. Her name tag says Marantha. Hey! It's the one from the first shop! I know I've met her before. But where? Welcome to Quality Trick. If you need anything, please let me know how I can assist you. Absolutely. We'll be browsing, but we'll holler if we need something. Ready, Cyrus? Yeah. I think so. Is something wrong, sir? I put my left fist on the palm of my right hand in an aha moment. Oh! You worked in Tensia, right? Huh? Huh? Oh! Now I recognize you. You really changed in the span of a few short months, didn't you? Tell me about it. I hope you've been well. You looked a little worse for wear the last time I saw you. And about Tensia, they kinda sorta fired me soon after we met, actually. They said I slept on the job too much. Can you believe that? Yes, actually. But they were making you work weird hours anyway. That's the rich city for you. They think because they can afford to hire people for graveyard shifts, we don't have our own lives to live. Tell me about it. Well, I hope this new job is treating you better. Oh, it has. I'm a bit too short for this store. But that's usually how work goes for me. If you need some help, we'll come over here instead of you moving it all around. Oh, aren't you just the sweetest thing? I'm glad that part of you hasn't changed since we last met. And your hair. So stylish. Thanks. I did have some help with it. It was a disaster for a while. It certainly comes out looking good. It certainly came out looking good. Alright. I'll stop wasting your time. Go get some shopping done. Yes, ma'am. We'll be right back. I smile at her before turning to Aaron. Know each other? Yeah. I met her when I was in Tensia. I actually got my first outfit after escaping there. I think it was pretty expensive. I'm not surprised. That place is mainly for rich people. Weird place to wake up, that's for sure. Sorry about that again. Don't worry about it. Come on. Let's do what she asked and shop. You got it. We started to browse through the many racks of clothes in the store. Now that I think about it, it's the first time in a long time I've been able to shop for myself. I remember the days where I'd save little extra funds I had to spend on designer clothing. Looking back, it was a little pretentious, but considering how our family was in the beginning, it was nice to buy luxury items like that when I could. Tensia had a lot of gaudy looking clothes when I was there. I guess I need to educate myself on what's considered fashionable nowadays. Aaron looks like he's shopping for himself as well. From time to time, he finds a jacket and stretches it over his chest to see if it fit. Being nearly 7 feet tall, he hasn't had the best luck. Shopping for myself hasn't been easy either. My proportions are still kind of awkward. I've built up a little muscle, but being 6 foot tall means clothes are either too tight or too big. Speaking to my soul, Cyrus. After a little digging, I head up to the front desk to ask where the changing rooms are. Mirantha jokes that they're not nearly as fancy as the ones in Tensia, but I don't mind. I don't need an AI to help me with the lights. That's just weird. Oh! To my relief, the changing room is pretty standard. They're reminiscent of the old local department stores, the ones local department stores had in my time. The only difference is the choice in decor. It looks a little tacky to me, but I'll manage. I brought 3 pairs of pants, 4 shirts, and 3 jackets I thought might look good. After stripping down to my underwear and folding up my clothes, I look at myself in the mirror. Man, times have changed. I start with the pants, which are somewhat slim-fitted. I tried getting a size bigger than I normally would just in case I would grow into them. They reminded me the most of jeans out of everything. I try to move around in each pair, even throwing some basic kicks for good measure. Thankfully, 2 of them fit just right. The third was a tad too big. I decided to buy all 3 anyway. The shirts aren't as big a deal for me. They can be a little baggy and still be functional. 2 long-sleeved and 1 short-sleeve, and the last one has no sleeves. None of them have collars. I figured they'd make good for undershirts with a jacket that way. 2 of the jackets are long-sleeved, with the last being short. I figured variety would be important while out and about. 1 long-sleeve jacket is too big, while the other 2 fit pretty well. I look myself over in the mirror for each of them. None of the clothing particularly stands out. The jeans are dark blue or black, while the jacket are black with dark accent colors. I figured darker colors would match my hair better, but I kinda like the aesthetic. Back in my time, I always dressed preppy. Now I feel kinda punk. Feels good to be able to accessorize again. After holding up the clothes I'm not wearing, my eyes meet my jacket. Well, that's his jacket. Running my hand over it again, I can feel how worn it is compared to my new clothes. It's softer. For just a moment, I wonder about how he's doing. Such a dumb dog. I put my old clothes in my Axiom before heading out of the dressing room to meet Aaron. Aaron's already at the front desk, talking to Mirantha. I see her bowing her head a lot, while Aaron rubs the back of his. Hey guys, what's up? Oh, hey Cyrus, I'm sorry we didn't carry any sizes bigger than that. I'll talk to corporate right away. It's not your fault. I'm used to that when I go clothes shopping. Unacceptable. Acceptable. She chastises out loud, which I'm hoping is meant for the store owners. Seriously, it's okay, ma'am. I can try somewhere else. Well, you shouldn't have to. Aaron tries to calm her down without much success. I don't normally shop here. I came to be my friend who needed new clothes. He gestures towards me, the friend. That makes me happy. Did you find anything, Cyrus? He looks like he's pleading with me to save him from the situation he accidentally created. Why, yes, I did. Thank you. I present my haul, 2 of them. Though I admit, it would be nice if you found something too, Axel. I typically get custom clothing nowadays, he says with a sigh. Marantha's still fuming behind the counter. Well, I'm glad someone found something today, honestly. I promise you, it's quite alright, ma'am. Seeing a small sheep make Aaron concerned makes me chuckle. Adorable. I hand over their clothes to purchase. When Marantha rings them up, I freeze. Fuck, why am I so stupid? I don't have a lot of money. Aaron doesn't even hesitate to pay for them. It's my treat, Cyrus. Sorry, Axel. I got carried away while shopping. Don't think anything of it. It was my idea to go shopping after all. Still, at least let me buy lunch to make up for it. I think that's a fair trade. Oh, you boys are so sweet. Y'all must be pretty close. Well, I can't deny that. Neither can I. Once we're done paying for everything, we head back outside. I love Marantha. She is like top tier character. It's a bit early for us, so we decide to keep doing some shopping before we break for lunch. Shifting around in time zones makes it a little hard to keep track of meal times though. 1 minute we're in Alaska, now we're in North Dakota. Wish I had this kind of technology back home. So what now? Weapons? Supplies? I was thinking of weapon shopping for you, though I just remembered a speed bump. Oh, what's that? The place I usually shop at is a bit inaccessible, at least by teleporting. The closest port is in the next town over, and I'd hate for you to have to walk all the way. Oh, that's not that bad. It's about a 10-mile trek. Ah. It's annoying, but it's honestly a good place to get weapons. It's sort of a black market, so they actually prefer not to have ports close by. That's annoying, but it makes sense. So because of that, hang on, I'm going to call in some backup. Oh, you'll see. Let's head over to the nearest town. He smiles as he leads me back to the ports. It all leaves me curious. It wasn't long until I understood what backup meant. Aaron ported us over to the closest town to wait, specifically by the big gates for vehicles. After about 10 minutes, both Silver and Karen speed through on motorbikes to pick us up. Aaron feels a little proud of his surprise. Heard you boys need a ride. Sure do. Thanks again for coming out. A little bit of a short notice. I have some free time today. I chuckled nervously. Honestly, I had no idea he'd call you both, but I guess it was this or walk for hours. Seriously, thanks a bunch. Don't worry about it, Cyrus. Aaron hops onto Karen's bike, and I do the same with Silver's. Once we're both situated, we take off. We'll be there soon. Start thinking of things you'd want. Get a big gun. Like a really big gun. He needs to get something that he can actually use. Why can't he use a big gun? Because right now, he can barely use a small gun. Aw, don't worry, Sai. You'll get used to it. Right. I can hear Aaron chuckling. Jokes aside, ideally you want something that can be easily stored. We'll look for some pistols and extra knives. Maybe some smoke bombs and grenades. Big gun, big gun, big gun. Maybe next time, Rose. Aww. How about a sniper rifle? That big enough for you? Oh, hell yeah. You want to learn how to snipe? I've thought about it. It'd keep me out of danger for the most part, right? That's a good point. It would be perfect for you, now that I think about it. Think you can actually pull the trigger? Probably not right away, but I could learn. It's a tough thing to learn, Cyrus. Oh, wait. It's a tough thing to learn, Cyrus. Cyrus is pretty tough, but not sure on the, killing part. I've been thinking about what you said, Cyrus, about how ironic it would be for you to kill someone when you were trained to be a doctor. I know it's the spur of the moment. I know in the spur of the moment you said you were ready for this, but are you really prepared to take someone's life? guess it depends on the situation. I don't know. I'd like to think I have to if I needed to. You will, especially if you stick with us. Not to be a party pooper, Cyrus, but pretty words will only get you so far in this industry. I appreciate it, Talon. Believe me, I know. I've thought about what it means to take a life a couple of times. It's not easy to sugarcoat it with things like they deserved it, or I had no choice, or some other bullshit. So as of right now, I'm not sure if I can. I guess that's something I'll need to figure out when the time comes. Hey guys, don't need to get so serious. We're on the way to buy him weapons to defend himself, Axel. This is serious. Aaron's quiet. I know he can pull a trigger at a firing range, but shooting someone for real is a hell of a lot different. Come to think of it, has Cyrus ever been in a real fight before? Not really, no. Maybe it's time to up your training then. You'll have plenty of sparring partners, you know. Just don't go easy on him. He needs to know what it's like out in the wild. Don't have to tell me twice. Oy. The rest of the trip went quiet and kind of awkward. I feel bad that Silver snapped at Aaron, but I can't deny he made some good points. What is it like to have a killing intent? Would I be able to go through with it? Questions like this pile up in my head. It reminds me of the anxiety I had after submitting my thesis. I know I studied a lot, but does that translate into practical setting? I look at Silver as he's driving. Maybe next time we're alone, I'll ask him for advice on what to do. Though I probably already know the answer. I can't think about trying to kill someone. I just have to do it. Should the need arise. But when I do use lethal force, will I know? Ugh, I'm getting confused just by thinking about it. I hope it's not something I have to do anytime soon. I guess that's also not up to me either. We're almost there. I look forward, and sure enough, I see a town over the horizon. It's been a hot minute since we've been to Golden Requiem. I wonder if they have any new shit I'd want. The town is called Golden Requiem? Yeah, why? Just a bit of an odd name. Does it mean anything? Kinda. Requiem was a song meant for the dead, something to remember them by. Sounds like the perfect name for a place absolutely littered with guns and weapons. Morbid as usual. What can I say? I'm good at killing things. Such as the mood. Oh. I even hear Aaron chuckle at that. Shut up. As Golden Requiem gets closer, I think more about that name. The original Requiem was never finished, leaving it up to another composer to complete it. It's a bittersweet ending, to say the least. Now that we're actually in this town of Golden Requiem, I definitely get a black market vibe from it. The streets are littered with stalls filled with weapons, illegal drugs, or both. I guess they're not technically illegal. A rudimentary understanding of a quote-unquote legal system in its nameless country has always thrown me for a loop. Right now, every city has its own set of laws, which reminds me of Hollywood's depiction of the Wild West. My interpretation is that community is more important than laws and regulations. Even now, I'm not really sure what to make of it. In any case, we make good on our word and start our shopping spree. Silver drags Karen away from Aaron and me, but not before winking. I pull my right eyelid and stick my tongue out at him in a very mature way. Aaron questions me. What was that for? Oh, it's a sign of intense respect back where I come from. I say with a huff. Aaron chuckles. The sarcasm is just oozing from your words. What can I say? I'm getting better at being petty again. Not sure why you need to be petty. They just went into an auto parts shop, right? It's a long story. You say so. Aaron looks up and down the streets. We're on to get the lay of the land. You should probably stick close to me. Golden Requiem can be pretty unpredictable. Got it. Should I get a knife out or something? If you want, just keep it hidden. I nod before rolling my jacket sleeve up to use Kai. Now that I think about it, I haven't shown Aaron my progress with my Axiom. Kai, switch to attack mode. Understood. Axiom starts to glow verdant green before shifting to a form ever so slightly. That's kind of what annoys me, because I'm like, he flirts with Cyrus too. And I'm like, dude, do you like Cyrus? Do you like Xavier? Do you like Lance? Pick a fucking guy. You can't have them all. Instead of an arm guard, it changes to a gauntlet shape that covers my hand. Much like a suit of armor, the area where my knuckles are covered with metal plating. Underneath is the mesh material with my Axiom port across my palm. I whisper to catch Aaron's attention. Psst, Axel, watch this. Huh? With a single thought, I'm able to materialize a knife in the right in the palm of my hand. Ta-da! What you think? Pretty cool? It's unbelievable. I had no idea it could move like that. I toss my knife to my free hand and showcase how flexible my dominant hand is. I can grab and flex my arm almost like if it was a glove, albeit a little heavier. I intentionally leave out the fact that Kai digs further into my arm to achieve this feat. In my free time, I've been thinking more and more on how to fight. I figured instant access to weapons would be handy. Absolutely. In that case, we should definitely look into getting you pistols. Who knows, maybe with enough practice, I can change the pistols in and out instead of reloading them. Just remember to actually keep them all reloaded in between skirmishes. Yes, sir. I decided to take my long sleeve jacket and store it, opting instead for a short sleeve one. More than ever, I'm glad I've covered up my scars. It's awkward to use Kai while wearing a long sleeve clothes. Erring on the side of caution, I put my hair up into a ponytail before taking out one of my vitamin balls. If I'm going to a world of blood and death, I need to be prepared at all times. Alright, ready? Absolutely. Let's get started. Aaron looks at the stalls. Aaron looks at each stall, one by one, giving them a passing glance. His usual happy attitude is replaced with a more serious one. He even has his eyes open while walking. That alone makes this place seem scary. The energy from the medicine ball kicks in, leaving me on high alert. It's similar to caffeine in a sense. Aaron stops in front of a particular stall. This one filled with guns with lots of different shapes and sizes. I feel like I'm in a tech convention of some kind, surveying what everyone has to offer. The owner of the stall gets up from his seat and greets us. He's a serval, with both half of his teeth and an ear missing. Welcome, welcome. Fresh wares, stolen straight from Tensia, just last week. Tell me what you're interested in. I'm looking for smaller weapons, such as pistols and knives. Maybe even some machine guns. Live artillery or energy-based? Either is fine. Money an issue? Depends on the product. What are you shooting? People in whatever armor they're wearing. I see, I see. Well, there's not a lot that would fit that description for a pistol. Let me think. He takes out the clipboard with several pages, going through each one by one. The serval taps it with his claw and thinks before a smile creeps up on his mouth. I think I know just the right thing. He turns around and rummages through a crate. After a minute, he comes back, presenting a sleek-looking handgun. This puppy's a prototype that was yoinked while in transit. It's meant for combat-oriented axioms. He ends it in a way that looks like he's trying to break it. Instead, it actually reveals the chamber. Now, it connects with the axiom itself to calculate adjustments. You can pop in just whatever you want in here and it converts it to live rounds of ammunition. Cut to the chase. What are its capabilities? This is just a shopkeeper. Oh, I'm glad you asked.
I see your friend here just so happens to have a combat axiom. Want to give it a whirl?
Huh? Me?
Yes, sir. Nothing like a live demonstration, right?
I look at Aaron. He crosses his arms and nods for me to take it. Oh crap! I can't be looking insecure in a place like this. With a deep breath, I put on a more stern and focused expression. I take the gun. Getting a closer look at the thing. It's about the size of a magnum. Permission to connect, operator. Yes. Yeah, I mean yes. Do whatever you need to, Kai. Car starts to warm up as I hold the gun. Shape changes slightly to fit my hand better, along with barely changing the design of the gun. Now it reminds me of the gun Lance had, while retaining its previous size.
Dang, you're a real natural.
Now think about what you want to shoot out of that thing.
Dirt, rocks, metal.
You can make everything into a bullet if you want. The shopkeeper motions over to me. Here, on the house. He presents me with the cylinder and some metal bullets. See this bullet case? Stick whatever you want in it, and that gun will adapt to the ammo and fire it. Put rocks, nails, or even bullets, and it'll fire. That's a dope-ass gun! Aaron stares at the shopkeeper as he runs me through everything. I'm a bit concerned with how friendly he's being. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Load it up and fire it. What? Right here? Yeah, look to the right of the stall. Feel free to fire down the alleyway. Doubt anyone's in there right now. If they are, it's my property and they should know better than to trespass. Sure. I decide to load the gun and do what he says just to get out of this awkward situation. I held the gun with both hands to steady it, adjusting composition of weapon to accommodate foreign bullet. Kai speaks to me as I get ready to fire. A strip on the side of the gun lights up, indicating that it's ready. I go before pulling the trigger. The sound reminds me of a shotgun as several bullets fly from the end of the barrel at the same time like a shotgun, ricocheting all over the alley. I hear someone scream in pain. I pucker my lip, but I don't see who I shot.
See? I told you to stop sleeping there. What did I say?
Fuck you! The wounded person yells before running deeper into the alley.
The nerve. Well, how do you like it?
I don't know. Can I try a few more shots?
Fine by me. I'll even give you a discount for being pest control for the day.
Thanks, I guess. I held the gun in my left hand, and as I asked Kai to take different materials out of my axiom to test what I can fire. With each reload, Kai adjusts the weight of the gun to compensate. There's barely any recoil either. The versatility seems good on paper, though having to reload every shot could be detrimental. I definitely see myself using this to catch someone by surprise.
Seems you're taking quite a liking to it.
You could say that. There's definitely some positives and negatives to this kind of weapon. Long downtime is troublesome, but the versatility could come in handy.
Well, how about this? As a bonus, I can throw in some more generic pistols I have in stock. They don't have the damage potential like the one you're holding, but you'll certainly be able to cycle through them easier.
Cool. What's the catch? The shopkeeper raises his brow. Aaron gives me an approving smile.
Heh, I can tell you're new around here, but something about you makes you seem right at home. What's your story?
Fortunately, it's too long to tell right now. We have somewhere to be soon.
I hear ya. And how about this? The catch is you have to make me your personal arms dealer. What do you say?
I can't promise that. My life is unpredictable. I always have to weigh my options.
Can't blame a guy for trying. At the very least, come around next time you're in town. Not many people catch my eye, especially humans. Like I said, there's something about you.
I'll take that as a compliment. What's your name?
I never gave it to you, did I? You can call me Scrap.
I take it that's not your real name.
Absolutely not. Bit of advice around here, don't give anyone an inch or they'll take a mile from you in a heartbeat.
Considering that how you tried conning us into buying more guns, I'd say that's accurate. Scrap shrugs.
Again, can't blame a guy for trying.
So, who do I have the pleasure of doing business with? Scrap extends his paw for me to shake. I glance over at Aaron. He's watching carefully. Call me Ghost for the time being.
Hair like that might be fitting. That's mighty fitting.
Thanks. I thought so too. With a firm grasp, we seal the deal.
I can hear Aaron deflate as he heads back up to the stall.
Glad you can hold your own during a negotiation.
This is his first time in a place like this?
Kinda. Again, long story.
Then tell me some other time. You're holding up other potential customers after all.
He cackles before scribbling down something on a piece of paper and slides it to Aaron.
First purchase, 10% off. Glad to do business with you folks.
Aaron reads the paper and sighs. If you say so.
I'll pay you back, I promise.
Don't worry about it. I've got to get you prepared. I'll just write it off as a business expense or something.
Al, what business are you running?
The kind that puts nosy little cats to sleep.
Okay, that was kind of hot.
Scrap cackles before Aaron takes out his axiom to give him several Aaron takes out his axiom to give the serval, that is killing me, that word, a sizable bundle of plumes. Holy.
It's been a pleasure, fellas. Now scram.
He playfully shoos us away. I gladly use this as an excuse to leave. Dang, what a weirdo. Welcome to Golden Requiem. I don't know why serval gives me such a weird name. Like when I read it as several. We continue through the streets of Golden Requiem, stopping by stores and stalls here and there. Despite probably being the worst looking place I've been to since waking up, it's one of the more lively communities I visited. While keeping an open mind about everything, I still try to stay cautious when interacting with people. If Aaron wasn't here with me, I doubt I'd make it far here. Makes me want to go back to the gym and work out some more. Despite that, we've picked up a multitude of weapons and other useful things. I got grenades, flash bombs, smoke balls, and even some knives meant for throwing. As we walk, I try to practice materializing various weapons in the palm of my hand to get a good feel for them. Aaron eventually starts walking. He looks intently at his axiom. What's up? One of my informants who works here has some intel I've been waiting for. Aaron turns to look behind us. He's on the other side of town. Do you mind if I run over real quick? I'll be back in 10 minutes tops. Promise? Promise. He's not even looking at me while he's asking. He's staring off into the distance. I don't know. Can I come with you to be safe? He won't let outsiders come and see him. That's how he is. Please? I mean, if it can be helped, I think I can handle myself for that long. Hurry back, though. Absolutely. Aaron runs down the street. It's not long before he turns the corner. I don't know why I feel so sad about that. It's been a while since I've been left alone in public like this. I decided to wait against the wall, at least to get a better view of my surroundings. I keep track of time on my axiom. For someone who's lived for over 300 years, a couple of minutes feels like eternity. My heart rate picks up as I get more nervous. No. I need to calm down. I won't always have someone around to protect me after all. I have to be prepared for everything and anything. Even... Excuse me. Oh my god, he's cute! Wait, is that an Arcadia collar? Dibs. In a panic, I materialize a knife and ready myself. Wait! I'm sorry. Didn't mean to spook you. I slow my perception of time and get a good look at the man in front of me. Looks like a gray wolf, maybe a little taller than I am. As I look over at him, I don't see any visible weapons. His clothes are military inspired, with the weirdest aspect being the collar he has around his neck. His aesthetic clashes with his worried expression. I hesitate, but I bring myself to the present while still holding my knife. What do you want? Just some directions. I'm here with a friend and my boss, but I got lost. This is my first time here. He is fucking hot though, is he not? It doesn't look like he's lying, but what the hell do I know? I'm sure they're around here somewhere. This town isn't that big after all. I know, but I'm looking all over. Please. Please what? You haven't asked me anything. Oh, my name's Patsy. Nice to meet you. He extends a paw out for me, but I don't shake. You're going to get yourself killed out here, you know? Wouldn't be surprised. This place is really... Oh, there they are. He excitedly walks over to He excitedly waves to a couple of people walking towards us. No, 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 no. One is a fairly unassuming dragon, but I'm so distracted I don't even pay him a second glance. There's a giant rhinoceros with them. He might be even taller than Aaron. Whoa! Hold up! I also called dibs on the rhinoceros. Oi, Patsy. Where the hell did you wander off to? He yells out at the Grey Wolf, who waves some more. I got lost again. Obviously. The dragon next to him scoffs. The wolf rubs the back of his head bashfully. I decide to hide my knife back in my axiom, for the time being. The rhino could rip me in half if he wanted to. I'ma just say it. Look at that. Look at his tramp stamp. He got a nice tramp stamp. I told you not to wander off on your own. Look what happened. The rhino seems exasperated, but not surprised. Sorry, King. I got kind of excited. At least be where I can see you. I'm not responsible for you after all. The rhino places a big hand on the dog's head before gently shaking him back and forth, scolding him. Yes, sir. I think he's getting dizzy, but he's not fighting it. So, who's your friend? I didn't notice the dragon was inspecting me until he got too close for comfort. He's right up on me now. Oh, he was helping me look for you two. Not really. Well, thank you for looking after my boneheaded subordinate. Oh, come on. Don't be mean to Saber like that. The dragon groans. He wasn't talking about me, you idiot. No, don't fight. Not in front of, Sorry. What was your name? The rhino flashes me a friendly smile. Friendly is the last thing I'd expect from him based on his opinion. Based on his appearance. I mean, Ghost. Ghost, huh? That's fitting. What's with your pure white hair? Right? It immediately drew me to him. It's rather astonishing. I didn't know human hair could get like that. It happens more often than you think, though still uncommon. It usually has to do with trauma. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's a necessary sacrifice, Patsy. You know that. Are they all from Arcadia? Or are they all fucking from Resume? I know. Hey, can I touch your hair? Without having a chance, the wolf takes my ponytail into his paw, slightly stroking it. Wow, soft. This is definitely his natural hair color. At least it is now. They're getting a little too close for my liking. Barely any reaction to pain, too. Pain? The dragon holds up his now bloody claw to show to the wolf. I freeze as I look down. My forearm has 3 clean slash marks on it, each dripping with blood. The wolf happily sniffs his companion's paw. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. He's a carrier, he happily exclaims. King chuckles as he picks up on my tension. Wasn't expecting that. At the drop of the hat, all 3 of their expressions turn sinister. Well, boys, looks like we found ourselves a runaway. The old man back in Resume is gonna love this. My eyes widen as I realize just how surrounded I am. Now. Don't try to do anything funny there, Cyrus. Holy shit, this is bad. Instinctively, I start to slow my perception of time. They're gonna try to capture me. I need to get out of here. I materialize a smoke bomb into my hand, then chuck it to the ground as fast as I could. Purple haze fills the immediate area. I narrowly avoid being grabbed by the wolf as I start spinning down the street where Aaron went. Where the fuck did Aaron go? Kai, send a message to... Unable to process order. Mental link is unstable. Please lower your heart rate. Are you kidding me? Useless piece of... Right, though. I need to calm down. Think rationally. What would Silver do in this situation? I look behind me while running. The street is still filled with smoke. I don't see any sign of King and his goons. Most of the vendors and customers barely paid any mind, including my running frantically. Eventually, I decide to run down an alley and hide in. The thought crosses my mind. My bleeding arm. It's only a matter of time until Patsy finds me. What if there's other agents here looking for me? Damn it! I bring myself back to the present and try to calm myself down. My exasperated breath echoes in the alley. I grab another medicine ball, taking more than the recommended dose. Sorry, Vita. I hope you don't mind if I take more than I'm supposed to. I chew it quickly before gulping down. After a minute, I start to feel wired and attentive. I'm borderline overstimulated. If this is what I have to do to survive, then so be it. Not even bothering with the mental link, I text Aaron an SOS. I need you. Now! Aaron doesn't reply right away. I'm on the edge. Every sound I hear makes me consider slowing down time. I can't waste it, though. I need to wait for an actual threat. Aaron replies soon, giving me a rough location of where he should be. Boss! He's down here. I can smell him. Kai, pinpoint Aaron. Now! I don't even know if that's something they can do. Kai. Aaron Cosmos, 100 meters to your right. Turn right at the corner and... Before they finish, I slide the screen off and make a break for it. Sure enough, I see Aaron running in the distance. A wave of relief washes over me. We meet up in the middle of a big intersection, connecting 4 alleyways. After we catch up with each other, I can't even speak. I'm too busy catching my breath. I'm practically hunched over. Cyrus, what happened? Are you hurt? Oh shit! What happened to your arm? There's... Fucking calm down already. Resume. They're here. Aaron stops paying attention to me. He looks down the alley behind me. He promptly steps around me, using his body as a shield. I can hear him growl. Biting my lip, I stand to compose myself the best I can. Now, why'd you have to do all that, Cyrus? King, Patsy, and Saber block the alleyway. You really had to drag other people into your problems? That's not very manly of you, I'd say. I have to say. I promised we weren't gonna hurt you. Mainly because that's impossible, right? My mind's telling me to run, to get as far as away from here as I can. Aaron is defending me. He's giving me a chance to, isn't he? That's exactly why I can't leave. I move toward and stand next to Aaron. I lower myself into a defensive position. Cyrus, don't. I'm not gonna leave you behind. I'm not leaving anyone behind, ever again. Look at that. Maybe I do have some fire in me. Diana would be proud. King cracks his knuckles, and then his neck. Now that's what I'm talking about. Just so you know, we have orders to bring you back alive. Darius has so much he wants to talk to you about. Like I give him the time of day. But you know what? I'm not surprised. He's a fool if he thinks I'd exchange anything but a bullet with him. Feisty. Oh, so feisty. As much as I'd love to tangle with you. Aaron interrupts him by bringing out a metal bat out of his axiom. It has more than a few dents in it. I'd say Pretty Kitty over there is more my weight class. Boys, you can deal with the runaway. Didn't know members of the Fraction were so cowardly. Oh, wait, sorry. Didn't know members of the Fraction were so cowardly. You don't know the half of it. Want to know how long it's been since I was able to go wild? Way too long. King takes out a pair of brass knuckles from his axiom. Pencil pushing, reports, recruitment, none of that shit matters to me. The only thing that gets my blood pumping is smearing someone else's blood across the wall. Especially the blood of a 2-bit resistance you think will mean a damn once it gets me going. Cyrus, seriously, don't hesitate to run. I can handle this on my own. I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm more than ready for this. I materialize a knife in my hand for good measure. Alright. King cackles. Fuck, let's hurry this up, yeah? King points at Aaron. Leave the runts to scuffle. Just you and me. Got it? Whatever you say. Aaron looks at me one more time. I nod for him to go. Aaron takes a deep breath before readying the bat in his hand. That leaves the wolf and the dragon to me. They're nothing compared to King. But even so, 2 versus 1 is not ideal. Saber. Patsy. They give each other a nod before splitting off from King. At first, they're just walking. Then they run. They're just running in circles around me, in opposite directions. I think they're just trying to confuse me. The full force of the medicine is starting to kick in. I'm able to instantly lower my heart rate to prepare for a counterattack. It's tough, but I do my best to track their movements. For slowed time standards, they're kind of fast. I'll need to compensate for that. I hear something muffled behind me, and I turn around to see they're starting their assault. I quickly get into a defensive position. I narrow my eyes and hold the knife like Silver taught me. They're trying to attack me from both sides with their claws. My one knife isn't going to cut it. I see several areas where I could stab the dragon. His neck is completely exposed, barring that collar. I'm not sure if I have what it takes to strike something vital. At this point, that might be all I can do. Not to mention, he probably has a lot of scales as a dragon. I have to go for something fleshier. The dragon advances first, so I pivot backwards to avoid him. When I do, the wolf is able to grab my left arm. His claws dig into my skin. That's fine. Do all you want to me. With Saber's forward momentum, I gently thrust my knife into his neck. I let him do most of the work. It's tough to avoid the collar, but I was able to leave it even a gash above it, which causes him to lose balance. Patsy lets go of my arm. I can hear him slowly calling out for Saber as he rushes over to his comrade. I use this opportunity and one last bit of energy to force myself forward. You want to catch up to him? Fine. I drop my knife to grab both of their heads, one in either hand, before slamming them into each other. God damn, Cyrus! Holy shit! Once I confirmed they were solid hits, I let go and make sure they fall to the ground while in my slow time. Seconds go by. I can see them slowly twitching. Saber's neck is still bleeding everywhere. I think I see one of Patsy's fangs on the ground too. I wait another minute just to confirm they're out cold. My heart starts to really heat up. I can't keep this up much longer. I bring myself back to the present and compose myself. I clutch my heart in one hand while looking at the other one Patsy's got a hold of. I'm bleeding, but it's nothing some bandages won't fix. It wasn't a clean victory, but it's a victory nonetheless. I'm so happy, I nearly forgot about the other altercation. I wonder how Aaron's doing. I hear the metallic clang from behind me, instinctually turning my head. No! I can't believe it. The rhino is lifting Aaron high off the ground with one hand. King's face is covered in blood, but I don't know whose is whose. With Aaron's throat still gripped in his hand, he kneels to pick up the bat. He raises it high and is ready to spring. Aaron's face is a mixture of fear and desperation as he tries to claw into the rhino's arm. He breaks off more than a couple of claws while doing so. I don't care what the condition my heart is in right now. I have to try to save him. I slow down for a third time, the most I've ever done. My heart feels like it's on fire, but I don't care. I need Aaron. I can't let him die. I focus on the rhino's bulky neck, my biggest target yet. Kai! Knife! Now! Yes, operator. Once it's done materializing, I sprint forward, intent on killing to protect someone I love. Despite my attempt to minimize noise, I catch King's attention. He slowly starts to look at me, grinning wildly as he raises the bat higher. His tilted head gives me an even bigger target. My anticipation is overwhelming. My insides are burning. I have one chance. I jump as high as I can, knife in hand. Thinking back to something Silver taught me. You don't slash with a knife. You pierce. I thrust the blade as hard as I can, right into this bastard's neck. One thing I didn't take into account about the slow time is how long I have to experience failure. My knife snapped cleanly in half. It doesn't even scratch the rhino's hide. He cackles. It's all the more grating in my mental state. I look at Aaron. He looks at me. I'm so sorry. I failed. As dejection sets in, I feel more numb than when I was a lab rat. Good thing too. King's about to retaliate. He slams Aaron against the wall, leaving him stunned. With his right hand free, King swings his fist towards me. My vision is blurred at the edge. The most I can do is raise my arms in a measly attempt to defend my head. King knocks me out of my slow time as I fly across the alley, meeting the opposite wall with a resounding thud. I'm so rattled, I don't have time to assess the damage I've taken. All I know is I can barely breathe. Did he hit me so hard he forced my own forearm against my neck while I was trying to defend myself? Fuck! I can't concentrate. I'm sure I've broken my fair share of bones too. I think I might be dying. It takes all that energy I have to even lift my head. Consider that payback for what you did to my men, Cyrus Cantwell. Turns his attention back towards Aaron. He once again grabs him by the neck, this time with enough force that Aaron starts salivating all over the rhino's arm. You don't mind if I do the same to him, right? King laughs as he readies the baseball bat, sizing up Aaron, before slamming him in the gut with it. I know Aaron wants to scream in pain, but he can't. I can't even cry. There's no way I can slow time again, let alone stand up. There must be something I can do, right? Kai, can you hear me? Yes, operator. Mental link is unstable, but still viable. Please, tell me, what can I do to take him down? You're smart. You must be able to come up with something. Please. A pistol materializes in my hand. After analyzing the hardness of the target's neck based on your strike, I've come up with one possible solution. Oh shit, we got an ad break. I will take a break. I know. They really like to just put them at the worst times. Okay, cool. I feel something else in the palm of my hand. An empty casing. Chance of failure is 86% in your current condition. And my lodestar. I will accommodate the best that I can. Thank you, Kai. I feel like I'm still slowed in time as I force my body to work. My fingers are so shaky that I nearly dropped the blue gem as I try to load it into the damn thing. Pushing the casing in, I load the gun. I ready myself. My first instinct isn't the king's head, but rather his arm. I need to get him off Aaron somehow. I can feel the gun start to rev up, which didn't happen before. I'm not even sure what's gonna happen, but I have to try. For him. Ready to fire, operator. When I pull the trigger, I expect to hear something loud. Well, I do. It's also something bright. I have to immediately close my eye. Don't close your eyes while you're firing, stupid! Oh, shit! It feels like an eternity for the brightness to die down, even longer before I get the courage to open my eyes. When I do, I feel nothing but relief. Aaron is choking up a storm, but he's breathing. King is screaming, but I can barely hear him on account of my ringing ears. He's clutching his new stump of an arm. Whatever shot out of the gun blew a hole right through it, though. He's not bleeding either. I can only assume that the blast was hot enough to cauterize it. I can't help but smile. I did something useful. My smile fades as he turns his attention to me. I see him mouth something. It looks like fear takes over his face as he looks back at the entrance of the alley. I'm not sure what it could be. I can't move anymore. I guarantee you it's Silver. I half expect him to try to finish this off. Instead, he takes both Patsy and Saber over his shoulder. He then sprints away. I let out a shaky exhale before slowly turning my head to see what spooked him so much. Thankfully, I don't have to wait long as Silver and Rose rush to the scene. Silver heads over to me immediately, checking my vitals with his paws. He looks absolutely mortified. He calls something out to Karen. My hearing is slowly starting to come back. Grab everything you can. We're getting the hell out of here. I'm on it. Don't worry. What about the bikes? Can you ride with Cyrus like that? Of course I can. Don't insult me. I smirk. Even while knocking on death's doors, it's nice to hear some friendly banter again. Silver doesn't even bother to get me to walk. He gives me a piggyback ride, doing most of the work to get me on his back. It's kind of funny being carried by someone shorter than me. That's about all the humor I can find in this situation. As Silver takes me away, I slowly turn my head to see how Aaron's doing. Karen's a little bit slower, but she's able to carry him with relative ease. I arch my eyebrows in worry. I can't speak, so that's all I do. Karen sees me and gives me a wink. Don't sweat it, Cyrus. He's been through worse. He'll be fine. I promise. She emphasizes that for me. I smile back at her. Holy fuck. Last bit of stamina I have gives out as I rest my head against Silver's shoulder. I don't think I can sleep in my current condition. I'm scared I won't wake back up. My last struggle of the day is to make it home without passing out. Still, I can rest easy. I was able to do something. Next day and resume. Chapter 16. Fateful Encounter. However, unfortunately, because it is a work night for me, this is where we'll be ending that. I think that that's a great spot to end it. What do you guys think? Holy shit, that was a little too much excitement for me. Honestly, I'm just glad everyone's okay. I got really scared. And also, why did the cute ones have to turn out to be evil? Like, come on. What is with me not being able to trust wolves in this series? All the cute ones are bad. Maybe I have a type. Anyway, I do have to end it there because I at least need to start decompressing from my day. I didn't really have much of a chance to do that. I get off work at 6 p.m. my time, which is about 8 p.m. Eastern. So, you know, I want to make sure I get some rest. I'm working from home tomorrow, so it shouldn't be too bad, but unfortunately I won't be streaming. I plan to go to my local card shop to play Magic, so there's that. Anyway, I don't know why. Every time I read this story, I just feel really good after. Kind of feel like Cyrus takes over me a little bit. I know it's kind of dumb, but I connect with him a lot. I kind of get how he feels a lot of the time. Anyway, take care everyone. Be good people.